Hello, and welcome back to part 13 of Skylines II on our save of West Goldfield. Today off the bat, I want to talk about a few things that I haven't actually mentioned before. The first thing being that over the last two videos alone, we have managed to get down our debt by over $1 million, which is honestly huge. The second thing I want to mention is the fact that we got over 10,000 people in the past two videos, which again is a huge number for people. I do just want to jump right into a few things. First thing being satisfying demand so that we don't have, or rather so that we can continue to just keep on powering through and getting more and more people inside the city. I am also going to build some medium density homes along here. And I also want to upgrade our tram system because currently it does run through this city, but I want to connect it up to here. Additionally, I think it could use a few more stops and actually a little bit of them spread out a bit more. The reason I say that is because I also just want to increase comfort. As we can see, the comfort at a tram stop is 10 compared to a tram station being 40. So I do want to look into fixing that issue, but we do need a little bit more money, and I don't really want to take out any more loans. So I'm just going to continue to zone in and convert our low density to high density. I do think I will just knock out this whole row because I just think we do just have to make the change at one point or another. While doing this, I want to pay attention and make sure that I'm not getting any hotels, because at this point in time, hotels do absolutely nothing for us, and they always go out of business, which also isn't good for us, because there's just no one using hotels, because we have nothing tourist related or offices. I don't even know if that contributes to how many people use hotels, like offices and businesses. But I just don't think there's a reason to have any at the moment. And I do actually have to go double check those buildings I did just build. I believe that that is good. And I do actually want to get rid of this building too. But I need to keep at least one gas station in the area, because otherwise, I mean, again, it's looked at as a business in this game, but it's a pretty essential part of a city to have a gas station. Now, I do think that just because I'm not sure I'll be able to fit, yeah, so I think we'll actually just put a gas station right here. And it does not want to be a gas station, so we will actually keep that space free. In the meantime, we can just fill in this area. Again, making sure that there are no hotels. Medium density homes are really just on the rise as far as how many people want them, so we will keep zoning them in. I do want to check out our acoustics, we'll say, to make sure that our tram station isn't going to make too much noise. And actually, the bigger issue would be the highway compared to the tram station. As we can see, that's not a ton of noise. Even if we look at one closer into the city, it doesn't make that much noise, even compared to a high school, and especially compared to this highway. So as long as we eventually put a few trees behind here, I think that leaving that there will be just fine. The second thing I would like to do is actually expand this road to go down this way. This will allow us to connect up our tram going to the other city easier, and it should allow us to have more homes. With that said, I don't think it makes sense to build another area back here, nor necessarily one right here. So I think I will actually just kind of put a fork in the road. Alternatively, though, we could do something like this. This house is going to have to go, unfortunately, but it is going to be necessary. We will just pause the game so that we can keep our railroad or tram tracks, and we can just quickly add them back. So again, we do have to get rid of this, unfortunately, but we'll let it go on its own because it's not immediately in the way. What I think we should do is expand the road closer this way, put a small curve, and send the road this way. Keep the roads perfectly parallel. We will do this. And I think we can actually get rid of the slip lane because I don't actually see anyone ever using it. Then we'll just be able to connect this road here. And that's a whole new area we can develop in. I'm not sure what the issue with the tram is. Well, why? Just take... I'm letting you have the road, man. It's all yours. I'm really not sure why there's no tram being put there. But we'll have to look into that in the future. And actually, maybe a roundabout might fix it. Oh, look at that, it did. Nice. Again, medium density home demand is rising, so we will build a few of those. I'm not sure I love the area that we can build it, so I think we might actually just put another low rent housing unit here eventually. But what we can do, I think, is expand medium density over here. Something else I need to do is add... Well, I think we'll actually keep the tram lines parallel to the road. So we'll actually just take the tool like this, and we'll go like that, with the goal of keeping them nice and parallel to the road, keeping it looking nicer, and taking up a little less space. With that said, that did still take out quite a bit of space, so we are going to move it. But I am having difficulties with that, and how did that destroy the highway? I will just pause building the tram line down here because we do have more money, which means we can now build our tram station over here. Again, to increase comfort and make more people want to use the system. I'm not sure why it dezoned these few buildings, but I mean, it is what it is, and we will just have to get rid of them. Now we can easily just take the tram line tool and put it through there, and I think we can actually just get rid of this tram station. Now, not sure why, but there is a bit of a issue with the road now. So let me see if I can replace that. Fortunately, that too did also cause its own issues, but that might just be because the road should be set to 90 degrees and zoning tile length only, and maybe that will fix our issue. Certainly saved a few businesses, but few still do have to go. And this one still isn't going anywhere. I do also have to rebuild the trams, or, well, the tram tracks along the roads. That should be the problem solved. Again, we've got money, so we can... I think we should just now focus on getting the interest rate down and our loans lower, and go back to building our tram line. So I finished running down the actual tram line, and now I should be able to connect this station up to wherever I really decide to place the new station. Which for me, I think that the best area to place this would probably be near the existing bus area, which is right here. And I think that placing it here would allow for a good balance between keeping things familiar and still being somewhat central. Now all we have to do is take our tramline tool and connect the two together. My hope is that this reduces the reliance on especially these buses that take people between each area. I hope that this just reduces traffic overall too, which I really think it should, and will be absolutely surprised if it doesn't. The other thing I want to do though is change the color, also get rid of the price to use it, and lower the assigned vehicles to 2. I think that making it a nice blue color would be nice, and I do just want to double check that these are free for going between this city, and it is. Now there is a little more demand, but I think we should just sit back and see if this fixes our traffic issue. And as we look now, we can see that there's too many people trying to go this way to the new high-density businesses. And there's also a lot of people still trying to go this way. So now we can just kick it into 3 times and see if the issue is solved. Demand is back, and there are a few other things that I would like to check on, mainly being high school capacity and elementary school capacity, which we can see are both full even though we recently built a new school, which this actually means we are going to have to take out more loans. And look at that. It's becoming springtime, and the frost is going away, and the area is looking much nicer. I do want to check on these schools too, and as we can see, this elementary school and this elementary school are full. And now we can check on the high school, and we can see that that high school is above capacity, which means we have to build a new high school. Now I think I'll build the high school over here, mainly because there are now a lot more homes over here, and it gives a little space between the already existing one and this one we're going to build now. What else I would like to do is just put a few trees behind here, because as we saw before, the highway was giving a lot of noise pollution. And if we check on them, they're actually not mad about it, but I don't think it's a good thing to leave regardless. Pausing on the trees, it's time to build new buildings. Right here, as I said, I want to put a low rent housing unit there. Dude, really, just take up the full space. Really, man? Okay. I guess we'll just do that, and we can get rid of it, and it will rebuild. That is not even close to high density demand being satisfied, so we can actually just slip in another building here. That should probably take away all demand, so we can look towards medium density again. Over here, I think we're just going to build more medium density. I do also, on a completely different note, just want to check on our electric, and it seems that we are making plenty. And now I think we can just go back to placing down trees. As I've talked about in the past, trees are immensely useful, as we now know, for game stats, as they can reduce noise and air pollution, and also just making the area look nicer, and giving better air quality. Now, you can see that this tram is actually being used, and I think that 2 trams could be enough, but for now, we'll give it 3 just while it's evening out. Because we can see people are already using the trams, we will turn off the bus line going between the two cities. And I do have to say, the area is looking very nice. I've been coming along to look like a real city. Now, I'm really not sure what's going on with this building, but maybe if we just do this, it'll fix it. Yeah, problem solved. Really not sure what's going on. I don't think it loves the tram tracks, but it is gonna have to do. And we do have to fix all of these, really. I think actually adding a few trees here would be pretty cool. Not sure why, but people are walking along the trams, which, I mean, there's literally a tram line, dude. You can just use the tram when it comes. Something else I'm seeing is this lane expands for, like, absolutely no reason, just to go back, so I am going to change this. That is much better, and again, demand is on the rise. Now, as far as more buildings for high density, we can slot one there and one here. They aren't particularly tall buildings, but high density nonetheless. I think we can actually fit another building here, and for now I think that should be good. For medium density, again, we have this newly built area here, and I am just going to use this tool to make sure that homes are facing the same direction. Look at that, we got a nice new apartment complex looking thingy, which I think might actually okay, I guess we can't fit it here, but I was going to say it might actually look decent here. I really would like to build this here because I do think this is of the signature buildings, a pretty cool one. But we will have to see if we can build it somewhere else in the future because it does not fit anywhere. Again, we have a lot of money, which we can use to pay off debt. Because as we can see, as far as a monthly expense, it's still $100,000. And there are, like, services that are less than $100,000 that could be increased and would be a much better use of the money. I would like to check in on tram usage and maybe even traffic because, well, there is quite a bit of traffic going on here, and I do not actually see a reason for it. I suppose that the issue could maybe be resolved with a road like that, and maybe even we expand these roads. And I think also a roundabout might be helpful. This problem is persistent, and is really only made worse by pedestrians. With that said, 2 crosswalks can, I believe, be removed. Really, we can't remove a crosswalk because of a non-existent slope. Whatever. The solution to this, I think, would actually be to build like a below ground or above ground path. So I'm going to attempt to do that here. Now, as far as slope for this, I mean, we're going to have to go with 7.5 meters because we really just do not have space. Now, for some reason, it says it's an invalid shape, so we will have to change where we place it. And again, it just keeps saying it's an invalid shape. Why? What's invalid about the shape yet? this is a slope issue now, and not a very great thing. We are going to have to curve it and then go up. Now we should be able to remove the crosswalk. This is a very lovely looking overpass. Not really, but I am seeing that we might actually need quite a few more trams, especially for this like intercity travel. Now another thing that might be worth looking into is maybe using both our trams and buses, but I think we'll just try adding another tram first. Because this is a very high traffic area where there are just a ton of people. I am seeing an issue with our healthcare now, and I do just want to check if we have enough ambulances. And it seems like we're cutting that way too close. So we will just upgrade our ambulance depot. Again, we have a lot of money in the bank, so I think we can pay back our loan. And now, officially compared to the beginning of the video, we have less debt. Something else maybe worth looking into is our post office. We are seeing that all of our vehicles are being used and we only have one post office. Another thing is, we could maybe build another building for vehicles, but we still haven't built our extra stop for the tram, which we are still waiting on money for. And now I think we've just reached a more of a, money issue rather than anything else. I am seeing an issue here with our, pipes. So we are gonna have to fix that. That is that issue fixed. And we are still seeing there's problems with the roundabout. And I'm not really sure why. It does seem that very few people are jaywalking though, which is very important and very good. But nonetheless still an issue as far as traffic goes. But it actually seems like the backup has gone, and I think that the tram system has helped with that. Something else worth mentioning is there are so many people, and more trams are going to be needed. So I think it makes sense to assign more. Again, demand is crawling up, so we should build more homes. I also realized I can't actually build a home there yet because we might end up reconnecting the tram there. With that said, we should probably build our station now. Something worth pointing out is I do not believe that cars can drive on the same area as these trams. So just in this area, I will get rid of the median. I think if we just get rid of the median, that should be the problem solved, and there will be space for people to drive on the same area as the trams. Again, traffic is becoming an issue here, and more people are I know why, because again, people are moving in. I think the solution is, again, 5-lane asymmetric road. Traffic here is just absolutely locked up, and it seems like here is another one of our issues. Because vehicles are trying to make U-turns, but really aren't able to. Really, as a whole throughout the city, traffic is becoming a bigger and bigger problem. But there are just so many issues, and it seems like there was abandoned buildings, which I'm actually surprised about because there's like nothing but demand and it might have actually been because, like, maybe ambulances didn't arrive, but I'm really just not sure. Which I guess we could also upgrade this hospital, or medical clinic rather. But other than that, I'm really not sure what to do. But I think we have made good progress as far as fundamentals go, as far as fixing traffic, and just adding more public service through public transport. Anyways, that's the end of this video, and I really want to thank you for watching through the whole thing. It really means a lot. In the meantime, if you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and have yourself a great day.